Hey there, guys. I'm always on the hunt for new and exciting print-on-demand opportunities, and I'd like to share with you a new one that I found called VSUAL. Now, I want to point out as we get started here, this is an honest review. I'm not being paid by anybody to do this. This is something that I've signed up for and I've started to upload designs onto. And this is my experience. So here's the website you go to. It's www.vsual.co. This is the main website that you get to when you first sign in. Now, there's some things I really like about this site, and there's some things I really don't like about this site. They're new, they're a startup, so there's going to be some, clunks out of the gate, but that's okay. Like anything, Redbubble used to be new. Teepublic used to be new. They've improved their site over time. They've got more products over time. So I would imagine the same thing's going to happen here as well. So again, it's VSUAL is the name of the site. And it's kind of a weird website, www.vsual.co. And yeah, check it out. VSUAL also has a website, or a Facebook page rather, and right now there's only 41 or 50 people, under 50 people that like it. I imagine this will go up over time. But again, they're a new company, so this is a great opportunity to jump in on something relatively new. One of the biggest complaints about Redbubble is, oh my goodness, it's so hard to sell anything. There's a billion people on there. Well, there's not a lot of people on VSUAL right now. So if you're looking at getting in on the ground floor, this could be a great opportunity. Now, one of the things I don't like about this company is that when you search for VSUAL, Google thinks you're asking it for visual, and it doesn't really, it's not encouraging users to go to that site. So I imagine this is going to change over time. Who knows? They might even change their name over time. But for now, it's not visual, VIS, it's VSUAL. Okay, let's jump into the actual website. When you sign up for it, you're going to get, your own user account. But just when you go in as a customer, you get on the VSUAL website and you can scroll through different artworks and you can search by trending, and you can even filter as well. There's illustration, photography, 3D, and mixed media. And I will say some of the photos and pictures on here are really nice. And we'll get into a little bit more into the weeds on what the pictures actually look like with frames and things like that. It's pretty nice. So as of this recording, VSUAL does not do things like mugs, t-shirts, stickers. They do one thing, and it looks like they do it very well, and it's prints. So basically pictures. So you can get pictures framed, unframed. You can even have different types of frames. So you can see here on the right-hand side, there's a picture of a cat, and then on the right-hand side, there's a detail view and a wall view. You can select your print size, and you can also select your framing options, which is really nice. A nice feature of VSUAL as well is that users themselves, so customers, can create their own galleries. So even if you upload, a bunch of artwork and you're not active on social media, someone else might be able to do that work for you and upload your designs into their gallery. So it's like a little virtual wall that they can hang stuff on, and so that people can look at other users' galleries. It's a pretty nice feature. I think one of the best features that VSUAL has right now is the frames. So I just clicked on metal frame on the lower right hand side, and I can see I can select different colors. There's a pink frame and a black frame. It's really neat. So it really, I love the customization aspect of it. You buy a nice print and they'll ship you the print with a frame. Here's our white kitty cat, but it's a wooden frame instead of a pink frame. It's pretty nice. You can flip through and they have some pretty high quality photographs of the frames, and you can virtually shop for some pretty nice looking product. Another nice feature of VSUAL is that the profits seem to be pretty good. So, a base price, for example, is $28.99 on a frame. This is a 12 by 16 picture. So the base price is $28.99. And then there's a profit of $9 built in, so your final price would be $37.99. So I will say, if you start making some sales on here, it's not necessarily going to be 50 cents or $1. You might be making $8, $9. It's kind of nice to have that option to have a larger markup. Okay, so like any new website or any new venture, there's going to be some upsides and some downsides. Let's take a look here. One of the downsides is that there's very few followers so far for visual. I just sort of stumbled across it, and I imagine it's going to get more popular if it's a successful business over the next few years. But right now, there's not many customers and there's not many followers. It's also untested. So what this means is that you might do a whole bunch of work over the next year and then they close their doors. They say, sorry, it didn't work, and they shut down. So there's no guarantee that they're going to be around a year from now, 2 years from now, even 5 years from now. So again, it's risky because you're spending your time, your valuable time, but the payoff could be good. It's just not a very well-known website right now. Again, visual is relatively new. Facebook is relatively small, the website that they've got. It's just not a well-known entity right now. A big downside for me right now is that there's no SEO. And what I mean by SEO is search engine optimization. So what this means is if you upload 3,000 designs onto visual, there's no guarantee it's going to show up when you Google your design. And there's no guarantee it's going to show up under shopping or images. So I'm sure it's something that they're working on. Again, I have no knowledge of this, but it's something that they're probably working on because they have just as much interest in making sales as you do. So I imagine this will change over time, but right now the SEO is pretty weak on visual. Probably the biggest downside, in my opinion, I absolutely hate the name. Even just to say visual, people are going to type in the word visual rather than VSUAL. It's just not an intuitive name to me. I think it's a swing and a miss on that part, but whatever, it may change over time. I'm sure when Google first came out, people thought that's the stupidest name for a website in the world. And now, of course, we use it every day, all day. So who knows, it could change, but right now I'm not a big fan of visual, the name. Okay, so enough doom and gloom here. There's also some pretty big upsides as well. Right now, if you go into visual and you start looking at designs, you're going to notice there's not a lot. So, compared to a Redbubble or a Teepublic, for example. So if you want to get in on a relatively early stage of this game, this is your chance. This would be like Redbubble 10 years ago or 20 years ago, back when websites were first starting up. This is a great opportunity to jump in. I think it's, neat when we fantasize a little bit about Redbubble and Teepublic. We talk about dominating niches and, going through and finding no competition. Well, this is the Wild West. This is like a brand new continent that we're exploring. So if you go onto the visual website and you search for anything, you're not going to find hundreds of thousands of designs. So it's a great opportunity. If you've got a portfolio of work, this is an area for exploration. And again, the markups look attractive here on visual. I haven't made a lot of sales on visual yet, but I've uploaded some designs. They seem to be getting some traction. And again, the markups look attractive. So I will say it's certainly worth exploring. And I absolutely love the framing options at visual. I think it's really neat to have funky colors like bright pink and metallic colors. It really speaks to the younger audience, trendier audience, and you can really make your artwork pop with some nifty frame options. So again, just to summarize, there's going to be some downsides, there's going to be some upsides. Visual is a relatively new venture right now. So just know that going in. You may do a whole bunch of work for a month on visual with very little or no return. So again, I'm not guaranteeing any results, but it's an opportunity. And that's what we're looking for here in life, is an opportunity. If it pays off, it would pay off relatively large, because imagine if you uploaded 5,000 designs into this visual engine, you could be a major player in this new and potentially popular venture. As always, I hope you found this video helpful, and if you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much.